What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So now that we got a little downtime from all the events we were doing with the truck, I had to post it up at Chevy in Venice for their 4th of July sale. Then we had the boat races, and then the boat parade, and then we had the 4th of July parade. A lot of truck show type stuff. So now that we got the truck back home, we can spend some time getting it dialed in. I still have not fully recovered from that stupid engine fire at Plant Bamboo.
Hey! Fire! Fire! I think you sent it a little too fucking hard.
This is the problem. This is my nitrous purge solenoid, and this is my nitrous shot solenoid. It got a little bit toasty, a little bit charred. So the wiring was totally screwed. The sheathing was like melted completely off it. It was just like exposed copper wires coming off of this thing. So I probably could have taken the solenoid apart and just ran new leads to it, but I don't know. Messing around with nitrous, I still am kind of an amateur with it, but I don't think I want to have any questionable connections for some highly explosive materials that are going into my engine bay. So these solenoids are going bye-bye, and I got 2 new ones from my buddies over at Nitrous Express. Chris hooked us up hardcore over there. He's also helped me a whole bunch when it came to like hooking up the nitrous, how to properly do it, and also hooking up my water methanol. And as I told you guys before in another video, the only reason why I even have both of those things is just to keep the engine a little bit cooler, because we are overheating all the freaking time whenever we're doing these truck tugs. It is kind of an abusive environment that we're putting the truck through, because it's literally pushing all this heavy ass running gear. It is geared low, but it's still pushing all this heavy ass running gear. But we're kind of staying in one position as we have it to the freaking floor for like a couple minute period. Yeah, not ideal. So engine bay looks a little bit better. One thing I did do earlier, but I actually didn't record any of it, was I went and got rid of all that sound deadener / firewall material that was in the engine bay. It was all right back in there. It came up through here, came all back in there. So eventually I do want to put something else back there. I did get some more like fire retardant type stuff that I can stick back there that hopefully will not get as hot and won't actually catch on fire like that sound deadener stuff was, because it's mainly like, it's actually designed just to suppress heat, where that other stuff is like a combination of sound deadener and heat suppressor. And plus it was like over 10 years old because it's a 2010 truck. So when it all got all dried out and everything from life on the road, and then as it's been a mud truck, yeah, it got a little charred and toasty and burst into flames. So I do need to replace all that flame retardant firewall stuff, but I also am going to try to neaten up a lot of this wiring and all, because I've got the water methanol injection, both those solenoids, because it's got 2 stages where it'll dump a little bit when I'm just kind of mud bogging around, but then it'll kick in the second solenoid and really just spray a shitload of water meth into the engine whenever we're doing like a truck tug. But surprisingly enough, all that wiring for the water methanol seemed to stay totally fine. It was just the nitrous stuff that got a little toasted. I think it was because I installed the nitrous stuff afterwards, so it was kind of more on the outside of the connection. Anyways, regardless, moving on. Now I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put these nitrous solenoids. What's pretty cool about the Nitrous Express solenoids, opposed to the NOS ones or nitrous oxide systems, is the way that these are kind of set up. Let me take this off here and I'll show you all what I'm talking about. So this is the main shot solenoid that Chris hooked me up with over at Nitrous Express. Pretty badass looking solenoid, if I say so myself. But what's pretty cool, not only does this have the out port on the bottom of it, to where my old solenoid just was a pass-through, it came in one side, went out the other. This one has the out on the bottom, and then you've got an outlet for hooking up the purge right here. So I can actually put the purge solenoid right on this solenoid without any adapters or any nonsense. And with this outlet being on the bottom, I can actually just put this solenoid right on the intake, right on where the jet is and everything. Should be freaking sweet. So it'll definitely make it to where I don't have to have all these solenoids on top of each other on my firewall. So my plan here, let me screw this back on here, at least partially, so I can show you what I think I'm going to do. So I think we're going to put the nitrous solenoid right on where I actually have it plumbed into the intake. And then if there's enough room, if I get this lined up, probably like this with 2 90-degree elbows, one for the inlet and one for the purge port. And then I can just take my purge port, probably be on the bottom side actually, where there's a little bit more room. I'll be able to hook the purge solenoid right here, and then just plumb that right up to where I had it, to where it shoots up out of the 2 sprayers up there. So other than that, I got a whole bunch more of that flame retardant stuff from the Mad Scientist, and I'm going to go through, and anything that's exposed, I'm going to try to cover in that heat shielding type stuff. I actually put a little bit of it on the truck here I can show you. Bam. This stuff. It is badass. It's a little bit overkill. It's got like fiberglass insulation in it. It's got this protective heat coating on it. But anywhere that I can afford to put it, which there's a lot of exposed wiring, like right there, even some of the factory harness, so that I don't have to replace any of it again, I'm going to try to put that flame retardant cover on. So that will hopefully keep this thing. Ideally, we don't want to have any engine fires, but if we do, hopefully I won't melt as many things next time. But looks like our new hose right there, new hose connection with the flame retardant on it, that coolant hose, looks like that seems to be holding up just fine. And the other hose that we replaced is right down here, and that one seems to be holding up just fine too. So that's actually one last thing I'm going to try to tackle. Right now we are bypassing the heater core on the truck. It's right back in there, those two connections to the left-hand side there. The one is totally clean, the other one still has the residual of that hookup from the factory hose. So I got to get that off of there, and then I'm going to try to see if I can reconnect my heater core so that when it gets cold out, we'll have heat in the Mega Truck still. So lots of fun stuff going on. I'm going to get to it, see if I can get this all figured out, exactly how these are going to fit together. And I got to figure out what size lines I need to order, because that shit got so hot. Check this out. I mean, it's not really something to be too proud of. Both of the lines got a little toasty. So yeah, this one did too, for sure. So this is actually went after the nitrous solenoid and went to the intake manifold. It got so freaking charred. Oh, look, I can see through it. So it is like a stainless steel wrapped line, but it is not flame protected because I can see through the weaving. And that's why I'm dumping all kinds of nitrous when I hooked this back up the other day. So I need to replace this hose because there's nothing left to the interior of it. It's just like woven freaking stainless steel, and that's it. I need to replace this hose, and then I also need to replace the main feeder line. Oh, I gotta replace all kinds. That was expensive freaking fire. Let's not do that again. So anyway, oh, and I probably want to buy a new hood covering too. Look at that thing got all charred up too. Looks like garbage too. So a lot of fun stuff going on. So I'm gonna see if I can get a lot of this lined up, and then I'll show you all what I'm working with. Son of a... I ain't never gonna get this damn truck together. Stupid ass weather, tell you what. It's not 400 fucking degrees out to where every time I set a wrench down and pick it up 2 seconds later, it fucking scalds my hand. If it's not doing that, then it's doing this shit. It's freaking pouring. Well, story of my life, it's freaking pouring out here. But, 10:46. Night before the tugs, the truck fired up. Just had it running a minute ago. It's running, it's raining, so I can't really tell if it's leaking anything. I don't know if it's leaking any coolant from all those lines I replaced and everything I rerouted. So hopefully tomorrow morning it won't be raining like this. It's freaking BS. Get her fired up, make sure she's not leaking nothing. And we're gonna go rip some people backwards, baby. Oh yeah, it's gonna be pretty sick, tell you that. Huh. Getting a little pumped up, a little fired up. Real freaking deal. If y'all enjoyed the video, subscribe to our channel. Hit that button right there. While you're at it, hit the like button at the bottom of your screen. You can also check out our website, KillinItLifestyle.com. There you can follow the Killin It crew and order your own apparel so everyone will know you're super killing it.